Okay, so here's how I would solve Leetcode again if I had to. I created this template for how I would solve Leetcode again, like things I've learned after like 700 problems. I've solved about, solved 700 so far, I guess, in total since like 2018. I've done like 30 plus interviews since 2018. I've currently broken like my new record. 2 years ago, I was maybe like top 50 percentile in Leetcode, and now I am like top 12 percentile about, right? That's probably going to be increasing the more that I'm studying. What are some mistakes that I've made? What are the things that I would recommend doing? How I would do it over again? And yeah, essentially that. So we're gonna go into that. So in this video, I'm going to be going over the things that I would be doing over again if I was doing data structures and algorithms again in 2024 specifically. The job market's really hard right now. So I think, yeah, you really need like, if more than now than anything, you need to have like that roadmap, that path, right? Yeah. So, okay, so number one, take a class to learn data structures and algorithms, right? If you don't understand DSA, if you don't know like what a graph is, what a heap is, you need to understand on a general level what these things are before you can actually start even doing Leetcode. So take a class, whether it is your college class, whether it is like an Udemy course, or whether it's just like YouTube videos online. You can kind of go either route, and it doesn't really matter as long as you just kind of get like that general idea, and then you can learn the rest, I think, as you go. So right, you're gonna need to understand, okay, how do you implement these? How do they work? What their time complexities are? These are the types of things that, yeah, you're gonna need to know. There's, I think on Udemy, you could probably find like a paid course. I think there's this other guy who's like a YouTuber too, Abdul Bari, and he has like a course on Udemy. But I'm sure like all of those are great options. But one thing you get with paid courses is that you get a lot of mistakes in this job market, and it's really difficult to get a job. But I'm hoping that with this path that I lay out, we're gonna get into it. So step one, if I haven't already taken a class, I would take a data structures and algorithms class. See, what are we at? How do you implement all of these, data structures? I think Udemy has like a ton of courses that you can find. There is also like just free content on YouTube. So it doesn't really matter like where you're taking it, but you just kind of need to like get that general idea out. The next thing, you can probably get this for, I guess, would be like $20. And I think Abdul Bari, he's a YouTuber, and he also like kind of did his own course, which is my guess that's going to be good. Okay, once you've taken the class, you need to start with some list. It doesn't matter if it's Leetcode, doesn't matter if it's the like Leetcode's list is good, like interview handbooks list is good, like the blind 75, the grind 150 or whatever. Don't do cracking the coding interview. It's trash, it sucks, and it's in Java. Elements of programming interviews is good. Leetcode 75, whatever is on their website, is also good. But these problems are going to be kind of like your holy book onto this Leetcode journey, where you need to review them. You need to know them like super well, because the patterns are going to come up and up and up and up again. And yeah, just spend 45 minutes solving the problem, and then look over the solution, and then remember it. So, okay, well, third point, after so now you took the algorithms class, you finished the list, you started the list, and you finished the list. What do you do now? You know that list so well because you're so smart. What do you do now? Now you need to grind zero track. You're going to be solving problems from zero track, right? You need to take all of those like arsenals that you learned from that list. You need to start applying it somewhere. And the thing that makes the most sense is zero track, because zero track is a website that organizes all of the problems by ELO, right? So it's not just easy, medium, hard. There are some mediums that are really, really hard. There's some hard problems that are really, really easy, that are, labeled right in that way. So what you do is you go on zero track, you find a problem that's about in your level, right, which probably, to start is going to be like 1500, and you just work your way up, solving those random problems. You type in a number generator, like, oh, okay, I'm going to solve problems from 1400 to 1500. You click run, the random number, that number into like your ELO, or, what problem that you're going to solve, and yeah, just do that over and over and over again. And then you'll get better. This is going to teach you problem solving, how to find like patterns in the problems and things like that. So, and it's going to reinforce all of the skills that you learned from solving like the previous list. And then notes, other things to talk about. So one, it's going to be really important that you kind of have like a community, like somewhere where you can like kind of push yourself and like learn with other people, right? Doing all of this stuff solo is really difficult, and it doesn't need to be that way. So there's a ton of Discord groups. There's a ton of like, I guess, communities online, whether like you could just like look for them. You could stream on Twitch every day. Like I personally stream on Twitch every day. I meet a lot of Leetcoders here, and they're infinitely better than me. They taught me a lot, so like I can actually just progress a lot faster. You can't pass technical interviews without Leetcode, and they will fail you immediately. So that's kind of like the whole entire reason why we're doing this, right? Or at least the reason that like most people start is because if you can't do this, you're not going to get the interview. You're not going to pass, and it's not going to matter how much it's not gonna matter how, like, if you're like the boss's like best friend or whatever. It's not gonna matter if you're the boss's daughter, or like if you just really know that you're so smart, right? Like none of that matters. Like it's always for the same. It's just, can you do the algorithms? And that's what's gonna determine whether you get the job, not like your connections or whatever, like in other job community or job markets. I think Python's the best language. The syntax is like extremely simple. Everybody can understand it, and you can understand it. So I use Python. And then Leetcode is like the gym in that it's all about consistency, right? Like if you go to the gym every single day for a year, like you're gonna be like pretty solid. Regardless of whatever exercise you do, you will gain muscle. If you do Leetcode every single day for a year, you will get better. And it's like, yeah, the consistency, like the people who aren't consistent are the ones who just don't do well. Hi, that was very thankful. Thanks. You build projects as well as solving Leetcode challenges, or is your main focus just Leetcode at the moment? Yeah, so I have a project I'm working on right now. I do build projects as well as Leetcode. So last weekend I'm trying to make a better Leetcode rooms, but like in the past two I've built, like kind of like a Duolingo type app. I built a lot of, like, apps, but yeah, no, that's my, I'm trying to think right now, like if you probably on the weekend okay, here, I'll clear this up. On the weekends, my plan is to work on projects. The current project that I'm working on is I want to make like some kind of platform where people like on stream can do Leetcode problems like with me. And some guy has a Leetcode extension called Leetcode, Leet Rooms or something, but it's outdated, so it just doesn't work anymore. Because I think like the Leetcode changed their website, and so like his scraper doesn't work. But I want to just make that Chrome extension to where like I want to fix it. So I'm gonna put that out, and then that's gonna help, I think, probably more for the Leetcode community and help people, be able to solve problems alongside, their friends and stuff. And I think that would be good. So yeah, that's what I'm coding right now. But Leetcode interview prep is definitely the focus in this like stage right now, because I don't need any projects really. I kind of already have projects built. Cool. I ask, I guess, because I guess employers want to see what you built as well as demonstrating. Yeah. No, I'm good on projects. Cause like the thing is that I've already have like work experience. I already have work experience, so I'm not like too worried about it. Yeah. Like, and then along with work experience, I already have like projects that I built. Like my projects are good, I think. In the past month, I've solved 150 Leetcode problems. I'm currently at 700. And if I continue, I'm gonna be at 1,000 by May. This means that I'm never gonna have to worry about stressing for job interviews. I can sit back, relax, have a beer, code out an algorithm, and just vibe. In this video, I'm gonna be explaining how I stay motivated to solve so many problems. Okay, so number one, the concept, number one, every Leetcode problem has like some dollar amount attached to it, and like failing a problem can cost you like $500,000 a year, like just in tech. $500,000 a year job in tech. If you're able to get, get your door into like Google or whatever, Facebook, you'll be making like $200,000 a year. And if you cannot solve the problem, then so number one, the concept of Leetcode debt. So like every Leetcode problem probably has like some dollar amount attached to it. And every problem you solve is going to make you one step closer to not failing one of those problems and then costing you like a $200,000 a year job. So if I had to guess, I'd probably say each problem you solve is worth like $1,000. That's just like a really lowball estimate. Okay, and I'll say that for I need to turn this down into like what am I thinking, because if I say what other people think, then it just won't even work. Okay, second thing I do, I have like internal motivation. So how I stay motivated to solve so many Leetcode problems. How have I solved so many today, and we'll hopefully reach 1,000 problems by May, maybe less than that. Probably not though. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Okay, yeah. So second thing, finding internal motivation, right? So like the money is great, but at the end of the day, you're gonna need some kind of internal motivation. At least for me, I need internal motivation. So like if you need to provide money for your sister who has cancer, right? That's gonna be a way better internal drive than having a $1 million mansion. So for me, right, like I'm thinking, okay, well, I want to help my family and I also want to have a big impact on the world. And so like this is like the internal driving force for me to like solve the problems. And I don't need Leetcode for this, but like the Leetcode is going to be like the fastest path towards having that goal. Cool. So that's that part. And number 3, meditation, right? So we're back full circle to meditation. You need to, you just kind of need to have like some more control over your mind. I think what happens when people aren't motivated to do something is that their mind is saying, oh, well, I would rather eat potato chips and watch, Game of Thrones, right? When I think that like meditation is just like the practice of kind of like having more control over your mind. So you do like some techniques, you sit down, you just literally breathe regardless of what your mind wants to do, right? So, yeah, I'm gonna put those things down for that. Okay, cool.